Chapter 31. Cameron Turner. Dr. Turner, welcome back. It's good to see you. But this is all your fault. Natalie joined me on my walk toward the physician's workstation. I stared at Natalie and tried to figure out what I did to earn that comment. What's my fault? Once I paused, I heard the beeps and muffled conversations. The sounds blended into the background, and I normally didn't notice them like leaves on a tree. When something's expected, it's not notable. Have you seen the tracking board? The department is completely full, with 20 in the waiting room. Seriously? It's only 11 o'clock in the morning, and it's not even the Monday after Thanksgiving. What's going on? Everyone and their mother are here hoping to be healed by the amazing Dr. Turner. I've never seen the department full of such chronic illness. She said the words with a smile, one I rarely saw on her face, especially with a department this busy. And yet you're still smiling. Kudos on keeping a positive attitude. How can I not? This is all temporary. For now, I'll focus on helping the least of these. I can rest later. She smiled, spun on a heel, and left me alone as she headed down a hallway, dodging patient-filled stretchers parked in the hallway as she went. I sat down at an empty workstation and logged into our system. A long list of unassigned patients filled my screen. "This is all your fault," said Mike, plopping down onto a stool next to me. "Yeah, that's what I hear. What sorts of things are checking in?" "Everything. Metastatic cancer, cardiomyopathy, stroke patients. Families are dragging their loved ones out of memory care units and checking them in here." "What are they looking for?" I knew the likely answer, but still had to ask. "They're asking for you, literally refusing all testing. When I walk in, they demand to see a different doctor. Most start off politely enough, but it has gotten pretty bad a few times. Since I'm mostly useless, maybe I can act as your scribe and write a quick note while you walk in and fix everyone. But I'm not sure what will happen when your shift ends." This wasn't good. I turned toward my colleague, a man I'd walked through the trenches with on disastrous shifts for years. Who'd stood toe-to-toe with me during arguments with consultants. We'd bailed each other out of countless difficult procedures and assisted each other on unusual presentations of rare conditions. And I was about to let him down. "I can't do it." I could have beat around the bush and eased my way to the answer, but I was an ER doctor and so was he. We didn't have time for that. "What? Why not? It's what these people are here for?" He stared at me until I broke and looked away. "What are you not telling me?" It wasn't an accusation, though it easily could have been. We'd known each other for years, and shared enough that there were few secrets between us. And it was time there was one less. "I haven't shared everything about what happened to me." He sighed and gestured for me to continue. "There's a downside. Every time I use the gift, I lose a month of life expectancy. I literally lose 30 days each time." Mike sighed again. And this time the rest of his body joined in. He slumped back in his chair and let his shoulders drop. "Well, that changes things, doesn't it? Have you told other people?" "Just Addison and Aaron. I didn't want anyone to feel guilty. I saved a dying kid and a mother who just gave birth to twins. You'd do the exact same thing in my situation?" "Of course I would. If it was a once-in-a-while thing, our shift work already takes 5 years off our lives. Research has proven that. But there's a limit to how much we can give. Our altruism isn't unlimited." I lifted my left palm toward the crowded hallway. "Would you mind repeating that to everyone for me?" "Do you think it would matter?" "For some, sure. But think the hospital would let us? Sounds like an EMTALA violation if we're discouraging people from seeking care without a medical screening exam." Mike laughed and shook his head. "I hate this system sometimes. What do you want me to tell people when they ask for you?" "Just tell them we're doing what we always do, using state-of-the-art medical technology and expert knowledge to help them the best we can." I shifted my gaze from my partner to a microphone resting on the counter behind him. I didn't care anymore. Something had to be said. I clicked the transmit button and waited until I heard a click over the speaker system. "Attention everyone in the emergency department. It has come to our attention that many of you are here seeking a miraculous cure from a physician, based on a news report that ran yesterday. I regret to inform you that miracle cures are isolated and rare. We will continue to address every one of your medical concerns to the best of our ability, using the finest technology available. Thank you for your patience and understanding. I dropped the mic down onto the counter. Nice job, partner. Now let's go see if it worked. He extended his hand over his head, and I slapped it as I walked past. First patient, 3 rooms up ahead on the right. I knocked and entered the room. Immediate gasps and clapping greeted me. "That's him," said a woman sitting in a chair next to the bed. "He's the one they talked about on the news. Thank you so much, doctor." Quite the greeting for simply walking into the room since I hadn't done anything yet. I had a feeling they won't be as pleased when I walked out of the room, so I did my best to remain neutral. I addressed my introduction to the man lying in the bed. Hi there, I'm Dr. Turner. How can I help you today?" He smiled back at me, but didn't reply. His family handled the conversation. "We'll answer for him. He can't hear anything, and that's why we're here." I see. Sudden complete hearing loss was an unusual complaint. One ear, sure, but both at the same time? "How long has this been an issue?" "Just over 5 years," she said matter-of-factly without a hint of embarrassment. As if 5 years of hearing loss absolutely warranted a visit to the emergency department. 5 years? What brings you in today if it's been going on that long? The woman laughed. "Because you're here, the miracle worker. We saw the news report. If you can bring a woman back to life simply by speaking, surely you can restore the hearing to a frustrated music teacher. He hasn't been able to work for the last few years. How can he teach music to kids if he can't hear? Those kids meant everything to him." "How did he lose his hearing?" "The doctor said it was some autoimmune thing. His body started attacking his ears, and there was nothing they could do to stop it." "I'm afraid there's not much I can do about that. If I were you, I'd speak with ENT about the possibility of a cochlear implant. While not perfect, they can often restore hearing in people who have lost it." The woman's smile faded away. No, that was not accurate. Fading was a slow transition. This was an abrupt change from a smile to a scowl. "So you're not going to help us?" "It's not that. I'm an ER doctor. I deal with acute issues and medical emergencies. This is a chronic problem that needs the services of an outpatient specialist. I'm going to refer you to someone I know who does these procedures, and she can evaluate him to see if he's a candidate." She had stopped listening halfway through my response. Apparently it was time to gather their belongings and leave, which was fine because he didn't need to be in the ER. "Henry, let's get out of here. We're not important enough for him to bother helping. Maybe if I were some sort of celebrity." She grabbed her husband by the hand and encouraged him to stand. He slid out of the bed and followed her out the door. I followed them into the hall and then stopped when she turned to face me. Her gaze only lasted a moment before she turned around and raised her hand as high as her voice. "Listen up, everybody. If you're not someone famous, this doctor won't heal you. Don't waste your time waiting for his pompous butt. Some angel he is." She shook her head at me and hurried down the hall. It was hard to recover emotionally after encounters like that. We're supposed to brush it off and walk into the next room smiling as if nothing had happened. The same expectation held true even after tragic cases, and people wonder why medical workers sometimes appeared callous. I worked my way down the list of patients waiting to be seen and had similar, though not as intense, experiences with most of them. Some had actual acute issues, which was refreshing. My medical director stood in the hallway and met me after I exited one such room. "Hey, Mike, how's it going?" "Hi, Caitlin. Are you here to help us with the bolus of patients?" I knew she wasn't, but I couldn't resist making her admit it. "No, sorry. I'm in meetings all day, or I would. I'm here because someone in administration called me. They said you made an announcement that encouraged people to leave without being seen. You know that's an EMTALA violation." I did not. I simply said there would be no miracle cures today, and we'll treat them like we do every other day. "But you know many of them are here for exactly that. You encouraged them to leave, without first performing a medical screening exam. The hospital is worried about an EMTALA violation, essentially dozens of them. That's opening the hospital up to millions of dollars in fines. For telling people we won't be performing miracles? I'm just a messenger. You can't tell people that, okay? It wasn't worth fighting. She was only doing her job, which ironically was making mine considerably harder. Fine. If you'll excuse me, I have more people to disappoint. I waited for her body language to confirm the conversation was over, before heading to the next patient's room.